We're going to be using the CK12 platform now, and I just want to take a minute to show you a few things you can do on here. So when you go to CK12.org, student, so www.ck12.org.student, go ahead and sign in. Now, if you've already signed in before and you've already joined a class, you're going to be taken to a dashboard, and on the dashboard you're going to see the classes that you're enrolled in. But we have a little bit more flexibility when we actually use this platform and turn in our assignments through this platform, as opposed to just using the Google Classroom. Okay, so I'll still use the Google Classroom to post your assignments, but we're going to start turning in and doing our work here. So we start out at the dashboard, and I can click on latest assignments here, and I can see that, you know, in my biology class I've got an assignment to do. So I can click on it and click on start. It's going to take me right to that particular assignment. And when we get there, here's some reasons why I want to start using this platform, because we get a little bit more flexibility. We can, within here, take notes, do some highlighting, and it will save your notes for you. We can turn in assignments, and then when they're all turned into one place, as opposed to some people turning in assignments in one place, some people turn them in another, then I can grade your assignments and not make quite so many mistakes, you know, just from not being able to see what it is you're doing. Okay, so I'm taking here, and I'm supposed to read this. Okay, there's instructions. Whenever it clicked on start assignment, there were instructions there. Okay, now when it's all loaded up, you can see that I've got a little waffle here, and I've got this little blue pen highlighter and notes thing. So let's just say that I want to highlight something. I can come over here and say, you know, Mendel's first experiment, blah blah blah. Okay, so it highlights that as I'm reading it, and then I want to maybe add a note here, so I'm going to double click on my note, and I need to write down that the parental generation is P. I can save that. Okay, then I can look down here in F. Okay, F stands for filial. So I can add a note right here. F means filial. I can save that note. Alright, I can go down here, and if I want to, if I'm assigned to watch the video, I can just click right here and watch the video. Also, if I want to, even if I'm not assigned to answer the questions, or if you're assigned to answer the questions in your notebook, so instead of maybe actually writing it in your notebook, it might, some people like to just keep their notes in the computer. And for right now, with the situation we're in, we're fine doing something like that. So I had to play with this note thing, but basically you have to double click it where you want it to go. Okay, so describe in general terms his first set of experiment. I could say, okay, Mendel did blah 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 blah. I can say that note. Alright, now I can come up here to my waffle and I can look later on what I wrote down from my notes and highlights. Okay, so this tells me what I highlighted, tells me the notes I wrote down. F means filial. You know, and if I want to, I can print that out and put it actually in my notebook, and it keeps you from, like, for example, see how I selected all this? Well, it's here, so I can, you know, print that out, and then I can glue it into my notebook. And I'm not, you know, some people like to type, some people would rather handwrite things, you know, whatever's good for you. But that's an option there, to have all your notes in one places. Now let's say I wanted to look for different resources. Oh, okay. Here's an animation I can click on. Here's and I've supplied this for you already, but a Gregor Mendel study guide. It's going to take you to that study guide I supplied. All kinds of, if I feel like I need to do more work with it. Then, let's say I go to concept details. This is a pretty cool place right here, concept details. And what it's going to do, it's going to tell you what the objectives are. And this is not a good one, but one of the, you know, sometimes you can click on here and it'll have a bunch of definitions for you. So whenever I say pay attention to such and such definitions, it'll have a vocabulary section, and it'll tell you the meaning of the vocabulary words. So the physics assignment has one of those vocabulary sections. So I go down here and then I hit start practice, and it gives me the, you know, the practice questions, and it's an adaptive practice, so you have to get 10 of them right, and then you get 100%. And a lot of these questions that we get are going to come from the adaptive practice. Now, then I want to make sure that I hit turn in when I'm done, and then that shows me, okay, so oops, I can't done it because I haven't done my practice yet. So I go over here to start practicing, and I answer the questions it gives me to answer, and it's going to have you do them until you get 10 of them right. Then it's going to give you 100%, and it's going to show up on a spreadsheet, and then I'm going to put in, you know, 25 out of 25 points, showing me that you did your work. Then when you get done with that, you're going to hit that turn in thing, and it's going to show me that you did it. Alright, so as shown in Mendel's first experiment, which is a dominant characteristic, I don't know, let's just pick purple flowers. It tells me I got it right. Next, if I need a hint right here, I can click on get a hint, and it'll, you know, give me some kind of hint. Scratch pad, maybe I've got a math problem that I need to do, or later on in the case when we're doing Punnett squares and I want to see, you know, capital X, little x, you know, I can do this scratch pad here if I want to do, you know, whatever. So I can stop for now. If I get to where I have to go do something else, or if I need to go back to the textbook for something. My internet's slow. Hopefully yours is a little bit faster than mine. Now, another advantage to this is that when you go in here, all of your stuff is in one place. And let's say you're having trouble with another teacher's class and you need additional resources. Well, they've got all these different, I mean, they've got all the way up to, you know, calculus, pre-calculus, they've got translations, they've got college algebra, stuff like this. So if you don't understand what another teacher is trying to get you to do, you can click on any of these and get some different, you know, some additional help, some questions, practice questions. And at any time you can click here, go back to your dashboard, and it'll tell you what you've got to do. Make sure that whenever you're done with your assignments you hit that turn in thing, because it's going to show up on a spreadsheet for me, and that way I can give you credit for it. And play around with this. It has places for you to keep and, you know, to create and keep your own things. Sometimes it'll have flashcards for you to do. You can click on self-study here, and it'll give you some different options if you're having difficulty with something or you just want to put in a little bit of extra time with it. And so this is our textbook that we're using for biology. We can go to class activity, see, you know, what the class is doing. We can join classes. So I think that by going through, I'll post the assignments on Google Classroom, and then you're going to go into CK12 to do them. And I think that by actually doing them through the CK12, it's going to eliminate some confusion and eliminate some problems that people have been having going back and forth. And I think also it's going to give you a place to keep everything in one place where you can be a little bit more organized. It'll help me with grading so that I can look in one place to see, yes, the student did the assignment, no, the student didn't do the assignment. I think that's going to help us a lot. If you have any questions, just text them to me. Also, there's all kinds of tutorials here. If you need any help with anything, there's, you know, you can click on help or any of that. Okay.